details in the investigation into the tragedy in Moscow.
Terrorist attacks, they're a worldwide problem.
After a terrorist attack left over 100 people dead. Overwhelmed with support.
Please do not lose faith or hope. You are not alone.
After the Princess of Wales makes a statement on her health. And it's game on at FIU.
It was like total dream come true.
As the esports club hosts an event. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Anthony Cruz.
I'm Valentina Gaspari. Today is Monday, March 25th, 2024.
Live from the Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Blame game in Russia as an investigation ramps up this morning following Friday's terrorist attack. Russia is grieving after the Caracas City Hall attack, and the terrorist group ISIS claims responsibility for the tragedy.
As CNN's Matthew Chance reports, the attack occurred on Friday and killed at least 130 people and left over 100 injured.
Well, you join me outside the Caracas City Hall near Moscow, where on Friday night, gunmen killed at least 130 people inside that prominent concert hall. You can see thousands of people have now turned out from around Russia to pay their respects, to lay flowers, cuddly toys as well, add respect for the children who are affected. It really is a major event that has affected this country, and it has fed feelings of instability amongst ordinary people.
I feel terrible about all the violence that exists in our world.
Yeah, in our world and in Russia as well. Do you feel safe in Russia, do you think?
Yes, I think so. Okay. Not today because of this
attack
can be in every country, and I think that it is a problem of all world.
Yeah. Do you feel safe in Russia now? Do you still feel safe, or is there so many things happening you feel a bit more insecure?
You know, I don't know how to answer that question properly, but all I can say is that terrorist attacks, they're a worldwide problem. So this topic, well, it's not safe to feel when there are terrorists in the whole world. So I should say, well, this is
part of a broader problem.
Yes.
We can see Orthodox priests have come out to deliver prayers at this memorial as well. This as investigators inside the burned out rubble of the concert hall are still going through the debris and are still saying that they're finding bodies, and so the death toll could rise. In terms of the investigations, well, the authorities say at least 11 people have been taken into custody, including the 4 suspects who they believe carried out the actual shootings inside the Caracas City Hall. Of course, ISIS said they carried out this attack, but the Russian President Vladimir Putin, who is vowing revenge, calling it a barbaric act, has said that it could be linked with Ukraine, something the Ukrainian government has categorically denied. Matthew Chance, CNN, at the Caracas City Hall near Moscow.
With reports indicating that northern Gaza is on the brink of famine this morning, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency says Israel is blocking food aid from entering the region. The UN agency said on Saturday that after 2 months of not being able to send in food, 2 convoys were denied by the Israeli Defense Forces this week. New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said in a CNN interview over the weekend that these actions by Israeli have passed the threshold of intent for plausible genocide.
This word is extremely serious. It's one that's taken with extraordinary gravity. And to me, the threshold of intent is a high one. It is a serious one and is not one that is made lightly.
The UNWRA says that by preventing the organization from fulfilling its mandate, famine will only ramp up in northern Gaza as many more die of hunger, dehydration, and lack of shelter.
Princess of Wales Kate Middleton revealed last Friday that she has been diagnosed with cancer after multiple speculations about her disappearance on social media. As CNN's Max Foster reports, there was a shift in sentiment around the UK from last Friday to the weekend due to the unexpected news.
A massive shift in sentiment here in the UK from Friday into the weekend. If we go back to Friday morning, we're really at that peak point of speculation and fear about what happened to what people are calling the disappearing princess on social media. But then we had that extraordinary video that came out on Friday, entirely Kate's idea, I'm told, and she described what had happened after what she now describes as major surgery in January, a recovery process, then the news that they had found some signs of cancer, and then into chemotherapy in late February. And then there was this really key process for the princess, which was how to deal with the children, to reveal it to them, to help them understand it, and then at that point they could reveal it to the world. So that announcement was very much timed for the end of the school term, at which point they could reveal it to the world whilst protecting their children. So they're really calling for privacy at this point. We will be seeing Prince William at public engagements, but not nearly as much as we're used to. Kate will try to go out at public engagements if she can, but really she's not going to be out full time until she's been given the all clear from doctors. So they're calling for everyone to respect their privacy, the media, but also the public. And then you have a question about what happens at this place, Buckingham Palace. You know, there's a huge amount of pressure at the top of the royal family right now. There were 4 senior royals in full-time public duties. Now we have 2. They are Queen Camilla and Prince William, both of whom have partners who have spouses who have cancer, and they have families to worry about, but they also have to represent the monarchy. But as the late Queen Elizabeth used to say, you have to be seen to be believed if you're in this role. So they understand they have to represent monarchy out in public, but they've got to balance that with a, you know, really tough, traumatic time back at home. That's a big challenge going forward, but they're asking for public patience really as they go through that process. Max Foster, CNN, Buckingham Palace.
This morning, former President Donald Trump must submit a $464 million bond after a judge ordered that his family and organization were liable for fraudulent business practices. Experts say that as a result of the 9-figure penalty against him, Trump may have to sell some of his golf courses and private estates. Trump is expected to take the ruling into an appeals court to post a smaller bond.
Fun and games at an event that was held on FIU's campus but extended well beyond. As Kaplan News reporter Zeth Leon reports, it even involved the animator behind an iconic Disney character.
Whether you're a seasoned gamer or just a noob, you're welcome to the Panther Games Expo. The event is hosted once a year by the Esports Club at FIU in a celebration of gaming culture.
Vendors and stands full of cards, collectibles, merchandise, vintage consoles and games, foreign snacks, candies, and much more were featured in the FIU Esports Club's second ever Panther Games Expo. The club is home to competitors, champions, and people who share a love for gaming.
Being a part of the Esports Club, it's about kind of this community, this tight-knit community. We're all really good friends with each other. We can screw around, we can have our fun, but at the end of the day, we're here, we're being competitive, and we're working together. We're all students, and we all help each other out. That's what I do.
Although gaming may have been the primary focus at PGX, it wasn't the only form of competition going on. Also held were a one-piece card game tournament and cosplay competition where contestants dressed up as some of their favorite characters. But what may be the highlight of the event was learning how to draw Stitch with one of Disney's former animators.
It was like total dream come true. And it validates every risk you took, all of the work ethic that you put into it. It makes it all worth it. And a lot of times you say like, well, what did you work on, or what have I heard of the thing you've done? And to be able to say, no, I'm sure you have. It means a whole lot. It just gives you validity as an artist.
This year's PGX is over, but if you're into pixels, passion, and fun, and want to receive updates about more events like this, follow the FIU Esports Club on Instagram at FIU Esports. Reporting for Kaplan News, I'm Zeth Leon.
The Panthers want to snap a losing streak and get back into first place.
That's still ahead, and so is the story. The sleeping beast of playoff Jimmy Butler finally woke up, and the offense was coming from everywhere last night as the Heat hosted the Cleveland Cavaliers. Newsbreak will be back in just 2 minutes.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew a girl so smart, so responsible, she must be a keeper.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
History repeats itself as the Heat try to pull off a second win against the same team. 4 days after beating the Cavs in the land, the same two teams played here in South Florida.
That first game was close, but this one was not. The Heat jumped out to a 10-point lead after the first quarter and then cruised to a 37-point win last night. 7 Heat players scored in double figures as Miami rolls 121-84. The next game is tomorrow night at home against Golden State.
The Panthers trying to snap a 4-game losing streak on the road in Philadelphia. It was all Panthers last night as the Cats jumped out to a 2-goal lead after 2 periods. They would hang on to win 4-1, pulling even with Boston for first place in the Atlantic Division, while Boston visits Sunrise tomorrow at 7. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
I could really use a new tablet. I just don't have the money.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a Pell Grant?
Yes?
You do know you can get a free tablet, right?
Did you say free?
Yeah, free. It's simple. And the application is done in the store.
I could really use a tablet.
Go get one. Another satisfied customer. Stop by Panther in the Graham Center at FIU MMC today to speak with one of our associates to get your free tablet.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life. But how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have something called prediabetes. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Valentina Gaspari.
And I'm Anthony Cruz. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.